Hey Iesha, welcome to your natal chart reading. I'm just gonna go ahead and get straight into the point here. Okay, as we can see, your sun sign, of course, is in Pisces, and then your ascendant is in Virgo. And then let me see, your moon sign is here in Gemini. So if you ever wanted to know what your big three is, it's Pisces, Virgo, Pisces, Gemini, Virgo, sun, moon, and rising. And that's just like your main emphasis kind of energies when it comes to your chart. Knowing those three is important if you don't know the entirety of your chart. Okay, I'm gonna start with the first house energies. Here we have the first house. Your first house is your ascendant, and of course it's here in Virgo, and as we can see, it's right here in between Mercury and Jupiter here. Okay, so you have I'm gonna go ahead and say Mercury just because it's in Virgo, but you have a strong influence of Mercurial energy when it comes to your rising sign. And your rising sign is basically how the world sees you, what the world sees you like. Yes, you're a sun sign and you carry the Pisces personality, but your ascendant shows how the world may perceive you before they actually even know you. So you may come off as a Virgo, or you have Virgo-like traits here. And then your ascendant is here at the 9th degree as well. So what sign is that? That would be Sagittarius. Okay, so when it comes to like planning and like routine and things like that, you may tend to like overdo yourself or overthink yourself and how you want to like do things, how you may come off. You may come off like a little bit extra, kind of is what the energy that I'm getting with that here, especially with your Mars and your south node being in your first house as well here. So this adds on to your ascendant energy, and the Mars is like your passion sign, your sign of passion. All right, so we got that in Virgo under Venus here, and then we got it to the 27th degree. Let me see, 27, that'll be Gemini. Yeah, that'll be Gemini energy. All right, so you, like I said, you may come off as somebody that's a little extra because of the degree of your rising sign, but also it adds on a little bit with the Mars here in retrograde. Oh, it's in retrograde, so you may not seem like it to yourself. You may feel like you're a little more toned down, or like you don't be trying to do too much, but you may come off as it a tad bit. All right, but really you aren't, because with your Mars here in retrograde, you kind of go back and forth with yourself. You're kind of indecisive with yourself. It is actually an energy of you could be doing more than what you may know or than what you may see. Okay, and then with the south node here, this energy is like, this is a comfortable energy. And when I say comfortable, I'm not saying it as in a good way or either a bad way, but well, in this case, you got a lot of red lines coming from it too. So like I said, this is a very comfortable energy. It may be somewhere where you may stagnate at, as far as like getting to know yourself more. You may feel like there's things that you want to do or things that you can accomplish, but you haven't quite yet figured out how to get there. And then with it being in the 28th degree, that is Cancer, you may feel like this effect within your family, within how people look at you, like your role in your family and things like that. Okay, so you may have like a lot of like indecision, or like a lot of passion that you want when it comes to your family, how you want your family to like kind of run, or how like you want to help your family, serve your family and things like that, but may have a hard time actually like putting yourself to the test of, am I able to do this? And that's probably why all of these red lines are here. They're most likely, well, they look like they're in opposition. So these are opposition lines here. You kind of go back and forth with yourself when it comes to your 7th house. Okay, the first house is all about self, but the 7th house is all about partnerships and relationships and things like that. So that could be why as well you could be feeling like a need, like you have a lot that you like, a lot of potential that you may want to strive for or reach, but you could be stuck in an energy where like you are like selfless, like you do for others more than what you should sometimes here, and kind of not really thinking as much of yourself here, because your north node is here. Okay, your north node, south node is always going to be in oppositions. Okay, but your south node is, or your north node is here in the 7th house, and with it being here in the 7th house, this is the energy of needing partnerships, needing people that can help you get on your feet, needing people that can provide to you what it is that you may need. And also this is energy of you being able to seek that out as well, because with the Mars here in retrograde, and then it has all these opposition lines towards, let's see, let me see if I can get real specific where these opposition lines is. There's at your south, at your north node, is at your Mercury. Okay, it looks like that's the main ones. Okay, it may be hitting your sun too. All right, but that's the energy of really needing to like figure out how to like voice that within yourself, how to organize that, how to plan that, how to like make it look how, you know, you really trying to get it to look here. Okay, second house, you don't have anything in your second house. This is the house of like material security, values and things like that. You have the Libra sign here. Okay, that's a good sign to have in your second house. You don't really have any planets here, so you won't experience too much drasticness in your second house here. And your third house is in Scorpio. Okay, so with your third house being in Scorpio, you could probably feel like there's a lot of, oh, and you got Pluto here in retrograde. You could have a lot of pent-up energy when it comes to like really voicing yourself, your deepest thoughts, your deepest desires. Okay, this could stem from childhood as well, because your 4th house is here in Sagittarius also. So you may also be able to see this reflect in the way that you process things, the way that you like the type of lessons that you've been through, the type of lessons that you may bring to like the table here. I also wanted to say like pass down to like your children as well. Sagittarius is a with Sagittarius being in the 4th house here, that is an energy of like passing something down. Something about generation is here when Sagittarius is in the 4th house. So with this Scorpio being here in the 3rd house of communication with the Pluto retrograde, all right, you may sometimes have a hard time really getting deep down inside with what you have been through, what you have experienced, and in terms that can cause you to want to not have your children or have your family life be the way that you kind of grew up here. Okay, it might be like a lot of tabooistic things here, a lot of things that are kind of deep down here that you may need to express, because this Pluto is here in retrograde. And then we also have it to the 5th degree, that would be in Leo here. Okay, so like a lot of this energy, because it's so repressed, sometimes you can show it as anger. Once you get to that like boiling point, like you get angry. Okay, so that's when everything comes out. It's probably best for you to not saying that it is best, but it's for you. You could probably feel that you're best heard when you're angry, or nobody really hears you until you're angry. All right, that's because all that pain, all that emotion, all that chaos, all that repressed energy really comes out when you're communicating at a certain level. And that's actually in opposition to your moon sign here as well. Here, your moon sign is in the 10th house. All right, so in terms of this matter, that can affect you a lot in like the world, the real world. You may feel very misunderstood by others, and this is to the 12th degree, which is Pisces as well. So you very well can feel misunderstood by others, or like if you were to like express a certain emotion, a certain feeling, then someone wouldn't understand, and that in turn causes you to continue to kind of repress that energy. You don't have any planets here in the 4th house, so there's no extra energy that is going on here. So 5th house, we have Capricorn. All right, with 5th house in Capricorn, this is an energy of all work and no play. Okay, with the 5th house is the house of like hobbies, kids, It's like the light, it's the house of Leo, but it's a very light-hearted house. Okay, it's the things of like just enjoyment, entertainment, like first dates kind of energy here. Okay, like I said, hobbies and things too. All right, so with it, yours being in Capricorn, all right, this is one good thing about that is a lot of your hobbies you may are able to put money into and get an investment on your return, or can make money on it, period, by you know, selling it, or whether it's a product or a service. Okay, but we also have the Neptune, Uranus, and Jupiter here as well. Okay, so this does add on a little bit of craziness to your 5th house here, because we got it in Capricorn here. Okay, all right, and then we got the Neptune here, which is Pisces ruling planet, and then we have Uranus here with Jupiter. Okay, so you could be somebody that's like full of ideas. Like you could have very creative ideas that people probably wouldn't even think of. You could have ideas that you think of and just like, do that even make sense? Like you could just be somebody that's very idealistic, somebody that's really into like doing things that are outside the box here. You can do like a lot of odd jobs, or you're like really good at like being that person that just has like these odd resources, but like things that people would need. Okay, I feel like you got a lot of good energy coming from this here, because they're in conjunction with one another. Okay, so they do work with each other here. Okay, now let me see, they're in Mercury and Uranus and Mercury again. All right, so again, a lot of this has to do with your mercurial energy. So a lot of your hobbies and stuff have to do with the way that you think, or like just that you think yourself into like being able to put something together here, being able to plan something out. This is also the energy of like a wedding planner, or somebody that's really good at just planning like events and stuff like that. If that's something that you're interested in, let me see, do I have Pars Fortunae on here? I may have to add Pars Fortunae on here. I thought I did. I want to see where your fortune is at, to see a really good way for you to make some money in this lifetime. But like I said, if you are into planning, if that's something you do for hobby, this is a really good energy to go about. As you can see, you got a lot of blue lines coming from these energies here, and they're kind of feeding everything else here. Okay, so whatever you're missing, whatever you're lacking with the red, because you do got a couple triangles. Okay, let me see if I can remember where I was. Oh yes, I see a few isosceles triangles here as well. All right, but we're gonna get into that. Okay, let's finish making around the chart first. All right, so your 6th house is in Aquarius. All right, so when it comes to like your daily life, when it comes to your routine, when it comes to like the job that you may have, how you may do something on a day-to-day, how you plan things, all right, you carry an Aquarius energy, which is like the energy of like always thinking outside the box, always thinking how can you do something different, how can you do something better, how can you be more efficient. All right, being very creative, being very innovative when it comes to your daily life. You don't have too many planets here, so this doesn't have too much of an impact on you. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get into your 7th house here, which is in Pisces. Okay, so we have, it looks like most of the planets are here, the planets and points are here in your 7th house, even though, oh no, even your north node is right here in the Pisces energy, and we have it under your moon sign and under Pluto as well. Okay, so with 7th house being under Pisces with a lot of moon and Pluto influence here, okay, this is the energy needing to know who you are. Okay, and you may try to find this in others, or you may question others' attentions all the time, or you may kind of feel like you just want to like give in to certain relationships and things like that. That is what this Pisces energy is. It's almost like a I'm not gonna lie, it's a little delusional of an energy with 7th house being here in Pisces. Okay, but I don't say that in a bad way here. This is like a good illusion. When it comes to others, you just see the good in people, but sometimes, of course, you know, that can kind of get you to bump your head too. Okay, but we got your Venus here, your Sun is here, your Mars is here, and then your North Node is here. All right, so with this energy here, I feel like a lot of people that you connect with, a lot of people you have relationships with, all right, I feel like they inspire you. They give you ideas. They make you want to do more, to push more. This is the energy of doing for others, though. And I feel like that's why I was getting that energy here of like not being able to do enough for yourself, or not knowing how to do more for yourselves, because you got yourself over here in the 7th house trying to do for others, but at the same time, that is also a really good spot for you as well. All right, and let's see, with these all being in conjunction with each other, these are all conjunct to one another. These energies are kind of like meshed together. They kind of amplify together here, and specifically with your sun sign, which is also right here on the cusp of the moon and the Pluto that's right here. All right, specifically this means your sun sign and the Venus sign under Pluto. I'm gonna go ahead and count the sun as Pluto in this case. All right, with the North Node or the South Node. I think I've been saying these nodes backwards this whole time, but this is South Node, this is North Node. Okay, so with that being here together in the South Node, okay, you may feel a lot of your repression within your relationships to others, meaning you're too attached, or you're giving too much of yourself to others and not enough for yourself. You're not leaving enough room for yourself here. Okay, that's why you kind of in between with the moon and the Pluto here. You're like, what should I do? Where should I go? Like, and then with the South Node here, okay, this is you kind of just stuck trying to figure out, like, okay, how can I help? How can I help? How can I service you? What can I do for you? You know, and like just, this is a cycle of energy here, okay? And like I said, it's nothing wrong with it. It's just being aware of this energy so that you know how to control it or adapt to it, okay, or use it to the best of your abilities, right? Then we got your 8th house and 9th house. Well, you do got one planet in your 8th house, so we're just going to do 8th house. You have your Saturn here in your 8th house. The 8th house is the house of it's the house of Scorpio, so it's more of like a taboo kind of energy. All right, it's more about life or death. It's more about spirituality, like the physical sense of spirituality. It's more about like your emotions and like your connectedness to others. And with, oh, this is also about shared resources as well. With the 8th house being here in Aries, okay, you may be somebody that that is very stubborn when it comes to shared resources, when it comes to like sharing resources with others, as well as like your finances, period. You may be somebody that has to learn a lot when it comes to certain things. Somebody that goes through a lot of transformations as well. 8th house Aries go through a lot of spiritual transformations. Like they become different people. Like after a certain period of time throughout life, they will just become completely different people and go through these crazy changes. Okay, so you also have Saturn being here too. So this is like the energy of needing to like really control who you are, especially with your Mars here. See, your Mars is right across. Okay, you're steady trying to control yourself here with this energy, trying to control who you are and what direction you are going in, and you're constantly going through transformation after transformation after transformation with this 8th house in Aries. And it can feel like just like the energy of, I don't like to say this personally, but I hear a lot of people say it, but it's always something. It's like that kind of energy is what the 8th house in Aries is. But Saturn is here trying to get you to like learn, though. Saturn is trying to make you realize like, hey, like this is why. It may be because of something that you're doing, something you're neglecting to do here with your Mars in retrograde here. Okay, need to figure out how you're going to do something, how you're going to put the action to something. All right, you got a lot of energy of like kind of dependency, kind of like resulting from like either childhood or like certain relationships that you built over time. It's a bit of dependency here. All right, so it would help to like get out of your shell or get out of your box, or like just literally find something to just do independently. Okay, even if that's just like reading in the bath, reading in the shower, whatever it may be. Just find something that you just like to do for yourself here. Okay, we got the 9th house here in Taurus, and 9th house is the energy of like philosophy, higher thinking, higher learning. It could also represent like travels and things like that, expansion. All right, so with your 9th house here, you don't have any planets here for real, but with it being in Taurus with a Venus influence here, all right, you may be somebody who's like very fanatical, like you have like a mindset of like kind of like lovey-dovey, like kind of mushy, like fantasizing and things like that. You may do a lot of that, okay, but like your Taurus is also here too, so it's just like kind of uncomfortable with the Venus energy. I mean, it's not uncomfortable actually. It's very, so not much uncomfortable, but you might try to tie these two together when it comes to like your relationships and like your security, your foundation and things like that. So you're like the type to like be dreaming about, oh, I want the house, I want the kids, and I want the white picket fence, and I want us to have a dog named Felix and stuff like that. Like you're like that person, like you're very fanatical, very good at putting like your emotional being into this energy here, okay? And then for your 10th house, we have Gemini under Mercury, and that's a very good energy right here because Gemini is ruled by Mercury as well. And then we have your moon sign here as well, okay? And with your moon sign here in the 10th house, all right, this is, I'm getting like some real head over heart kind of energy, just because it's like right down the middle. The 4th and 10th house are just like kind of connecting to each other here. All right, I feel like with the 10th house being in Gemini, it may make it a little trickier for you to be able to really figure it out what it is that you want to do. Find a direction, find a lane, find a path. You may feel like you can do multiple things. You may feel like there's really nothing you can do, because you may almost feel like a lack of motivation, because it's like there's so many things. It's like you may literally be that person that thinks so much that they can't really do much because they're too busy thinking about it, trying to figure it out. Okay, I'm sorry, I said it was in Mercury. Your well, yeah, it is in Mercury. Your 10th house is in Mercury, and then your moon is here in Venus. Okay, but this is also the energy of just wanting to do something that you love, needing to like give your heart a break, like give it a rest here. Okay, so, and we got the 12th house in Pisces degree. I said 12th house, the 12th degree, which is a Pisces degree. So with that being said here, I feel like you really need to find something that you're passionate about, okay, that you want to do in life, okay? This can be when it comes to like your career, what you do like full time, what it is that you want to be known as, okay, how you want to be perceived, okay? Do something creative, do something expressive. Gemini is the sign of communication here, so like if you were to like reverse this Pluto energy here, because it's in your 3rd house, okay, maybe you can do something like counseling, or like speaking out about your life, or speaking out about your kids, or certain traditions that you do. You can just like do stuff like that, okay? Get into just opening yourself up, because your heart energy is here, your moon sign is here, okay? So just being able to express that side of yourself, your deepest needs, your deepest wants and things like that. You may find there's a lot more people that can relate to you than you think here, okay? Your 11th house is in Cancer. You don't really have any planets here, so we're not going to go too deep in that, but it's in Cancer with the Pluto energy here, backing it up. So that means here, you may be very good at like talking to people, or just like getting to know people, or getting people to open up to you even. This could also be that like the energy of being able to like open yourself up to the world. You may not have a problem opening yourself up to the world and being vulnerable to the world as well here, but I also feel like it's a way to go about it. Could have something to do with like your intentions, or just like opening yourself up to be understood as well here. Okay, because like I said, this Pluto in retrograde is in retrograde, so that energy is kind of not really receptive as it can be here. Okay, especially with the 11th house being with the Pluto influence here. All right, that might kind of mess up how you communicate with others or how you come off as well here. We got the 12th house here in Leo under the sign of Jupiter as well. So with this energy here, all right, 12th house is definitely the sign, especially when it comes to having Leo in it. This is a sign of hidden talents and skills and potentials and things like that. All right, and that coincides with your Mars right here. All right, because there's things that you may not know that you know how to do. You may not have discovered within yourself, or you may be kind of shy to let out, or just like it's not the right time, or you have to get into a certain level of growth to understand or like evolve into this. Okay, even though really awareness is what will bring it out, because like I said, like just listening to the reading will help you to like acknowledge these things, and then you have control over if you want to change it, if you want to, you know, enhance it, if you want to completely get rid of it and make it something else. Okay, I'm just here to make you aware of that. Your 12th house is in Leo under Jupiter. Okay, that's a lot of fire energy. There's a lot of passion here. You have a lot of hidden passion. Okay, you have a lot of things that you could be wanting to really do, but may not have as much as the desire to, especially with this Black Lilith moon here. All right, and we got it in the 29th degree. What did that make it? 29th degree is what is that? Was that Leo? So we got some more energy coming out. Like I said, I feel like you got a lot of Leo degrees here. All right, like I said, I feel like a lot of your repressed energy may come out in spurts of anger. Okay, or you may get very angry at certain people or certain triggers and things like that as well. Okay, you need to be able to express those as well. And with the Black Moon Lilith here being in your 12th house, it's certain things that you may have just kind of tucked inside of your being, and like you're kind of like not trying to really let it out. Okay, and in return, like this can kind of bottle you up. This kind of make you feel like, you know, like you're just like a bubble of, you know, just bottled up energy that could really just be released so that you can move on. And we got it here in the Mars energy as well, so you can see how this could kind of be holding you back. I feel like I heard online diary. I feel like you need like something to express yourself out loud, something where like you can feel like you're heard, because 12th house Leo can also be an energy of not being heard too, not being felt. All right, not really being seen as well. So I heard online diary, maybe sound like an online diary, do like a podcast or something like that, or just like literally just create a diary for yourself personally. Okay, so that you can release yourself of any energies that you may be holding on. There's really no aspects even happening here either. Like this has no connection to nothing, so that's interesting. It may be a setting that I have, because I'm pretty sure it'll connect to something. Let me see. Okay, let's go ahead and go into this chart here. Let's see. I'm going to count out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You got 9 conjunctions here. So you got, which I would say is these energies right here, these planets that are all piled together. They work really well together. So go back in the reading, listen to like the 5th house part and listen to the 7th house part. And this is the energies that you use to better yourself. These are energies you're already like kind of like using together. And once you realize how they all work together, you can like really work them together. You know what I mean? And then we got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 opposition energies, which is energies that are across from each other. So most likely these, and then this is one of them. So the rest of them should be like right here. Okay. And so with them opposition energies, these are energies that are tugging on each other. So your first house and your 7th house they are kind of like in a debate here. They're going back and forth with each other, okay? So your first house is saying like, I want to be more myself. I want to do more of whatever it is that I want to do, but I know I gotta figure out what it is that I want to do. I just know that I want to do it, okay? And then your 7th house is like, but you have all these obligations, but you have all this to do. We need you still. Like, you need to pay attention to us too, okay? So this is the energy of needing to just balance out, because these energies, even though they're debating with each other, they work very well together. It's just sometimes your 7th house might be stronger than your first house, and your first house might be stronger than your 7th house, okay? And again, the first house is of self, and the 7th house is of partnerships and relationships and commitments and things like that, things that are like long term. All right, and then 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 trine energy. I want to say most of your trine energy is like right here. All right, and then we have a couple of them right here as well. All right, if my calculations are right, that might be sextile. Let me see. No, this is sextile energy right here. Okay, so these are all your trine energies right here, going in this direction, and here going in this direction. All right, so with those trine energies, all right, these are your happy-go-lucky energies. These are energies that are naturally ingrained in you. So your Neptune, your Uranus, and your Jupiter are all working together nicely to help out your sun. Help out your moon sign, okay? So use this energy right here. Again, go back to your 5th house, because your 5th house is very significant, okay? Your 1st house, your 5th house, your 7th house, your 12th house is very significant, all right? Even your 3rd house and your 12th house, but not as much as the 1st, 5th, and 7th, okay? But these energies go nicely with each other, okay? If anything, this is like self-validation energy here, all right? So if you feel like you want to express yourself, or you want to go towards something, express yourself in a different way, however it may be, all right, tap into this energy here, okay? Let them wild thoughts be your wild thoughts. Let that imagination be your imagination, okay? Go forth it however you may need to be, okay? Especially with it being in the 5th house, it's going to be some type of way that you're going to want to do this, and it could be by just doing like things for yourself, like starting a hobby, all right? Maybe like a self-care hobby. You want to do like a skincare line or something like that, all right? It's things like that, all right? Your sextile energy, we have 1 2 3 4 5 6 sextile. That'll be like right here, and then again that'll be right here with this Pluto. So this Pluto is sextile to your, it looks like your Saturn and your South Node. Okay, so this is the energy of sextile is like trine is a happy-go-lucky energy, but sextile is like a sweet energy. Like, things are completely sweet here. Like, you just love it here, okay? So your Pluto retrograde actually loves your Saturn energy, because I feel like it kind of pushes its boundaries here. Even though it keeps it in a boundary, it kind of pushes the limits of its boundary a little bit, but still it keeps its control here as well. And then with the Saturn here, all right, it still plays into like your past life energy, or like your old life energy here. So it's the energy of like needing to really push past, okay? It's so easy to get comfortable where you already are, is what this energy is, okay? So just keep pushing, okay? But even in the comfort, like, you can still find like the meaning, all right? Because it's not always about the comfort. It's not always about being uncomfortable either. Sometimes it's about what it brings to you, what the meaning of this is giving you, all right? And then we got a sextiling here with your 1st house and your 5th house, all right? You got a lot of energy again in your 1st house, 5th house, and 7th house, all right? So with this sextiling here, All right, your Mars and your North Node loves when you do things that are just for you. Okay, it loves it so much. It makes it so much easier on them. They ain't got to do too much work. Okay, you already don't have like no aspects, no red aspects coming out of this energy besides the conjunction energy, because these are working together. All right, but they love it over here. Okay, so use these energies to really like combine. And with this specifically, because you, as you can see, there's a triangle here, but you know it's a lot of lines kind of crossing here. So let's see, this triangle is going right back to your moon sign. Okay, so your 10th house, your first house, and your 5th house. Okay, specifically your moon, I'm gonna say your Mars in retrograde, and then like all three of these. Okay, so this energy here is really wanting you to follow through with your desires. Okay, this especially because it's like in the blue energy, it is good because it's like your potential is so high here when it comes to like being creative or being unique, being yourself, being able to express what is needed for yourself here. All right, do so by doing different things. Gemini energy loves to do different things, and your moon is in Gemini, so just do different things, try different stuff out, like explore. And that's actually going to make you a lot more happier than anything, like especially if you don't know exactly where you want to do, what you want to do, or where you want to go. Explore. Your moon sign will love that. Okay, with this red trine energy here that we got, let's see, we got the moon caught up in it. All right, of course this Pluto retrograde is caught up in it, and then your ascendant is caught up in it. Okay, so we got, okay, so like I said, your big three is very important. We got your sun in Pisces, your moon in Gemini, and your ascendant in Virgo. So right here lets us know that your moon sign and your rising sign is in combating with each other. Okay, they not really fucking with each other like that. Okay, because this is square energy. This ain't even opposition, this is square. Okay, so Gemini and Virgo are both mercurial energies, so in order to balance out their energy, you have to give a little bit of both. Okay, your moon sign Gemini is gonna make you feel like, let's go do this, let's go do that, be very impulsive emotional wise. But your rising sign is going to be like, no, we need to like slow down, we need to take our time, we need to figure this out first, and then we can probably do this and that. Your rising sign is telling your moon sign what to do way too much, and it's making your moon sign kind of upset. All right, this is causing frustration. Gemini doesn't like being told what to do. All right, Virgo loves to tell what to do, but also loves to be in service of others as well. So it's like you have to kind of give like a bend and a push here when it comes to your moon and your rising sign, because they're kind of combating with each other. Okay, let's see what else. And then the Pluto retrograde added onto it is like that's the energy of like not really being able to like open up all the way. You got some repression going on. Okay, it's like you got an inner conflict going on. You don't even know how to express it, you don't know how to say it, you don't know what is going on, you just feel that it's going on. All right, and that's just an inner conflict that you got right there. Let me see, this looks like another triangle. Yeah, it looks like you got a triangle going on right here with your rising, your moon, and your sun. Oh my gosh, is that right? Jeez Louise, girl. Okay, so all three of your signs is like, fuck that. Like, no, we're beefing. Like, I said I didn't want to do that, I'm not going to do it. Yeah, that's really is it. I just traced the whole line. That's going right at your sun. And then your sun is also over here with this. Not really pleased about the people pleasing, or just not really giving enough to yourself. All right, so okay, so here's the thing. Okay, so we got the 7th house, the 10th house, and then we got the 1st house. All right, the house of self, the house of relationships, and the house of like status here. Okay, you're trying to figure out how to make this all make sense. All right, trying to figure out, how can I get myself in alignment with my relationships, and also in alignment with what I want. my status to be, what I want my position in life to be, what I want to be known as. All right, I feel like intentions is key here. Okay, you're gonna have to figure that out. All right, get real specific with what it is. Okay, like I said, your sixth house is in Sagittarius. I'm sorry, is in Aquarius here. Okay, so if you open yourself up to some new ways of thinking, I'm pretty sure you'll be able to find how you can really get these three on board with one another. But it looks like these three is kind of like being a pain in the ass here. Let me see. Opposition. Let me see. Okay. I would say the best way to balance this energy out is to first go after the trine energies. Okay, so we got that triangle, that red triangle that's right here. I'm gonna go towards these triangles that's on top here. Okay, and with these triangles here that's covering the 10th house, the point is in the 8th house, and then I'm gonna say the ends of it is in the 5th house. All right, so with that, to balance that out, you're going to want to how can I say this you're going to want to dive deep into everything. Honestly, you're going to want to make things deeper than what you already, with what they already are, what they may present themselves as. Okay, I don't mean like in a way like be extra, but look at the depthness, because of this 8th house here in Aries. Like I said, 8th house in Aries is a lot of transformation. It's a lot of new energy always going on. It's a lot of having to start over, having to do things differently. All right, this energy here, all right, you're gonna have to look deeper within things. Okay, you can't be trying to just move past it and like try to put a cap on it, or be like, okay, I already did this, or I shouldn't have to go through it again, because then that's gonna make you have to go through it again. So this is the energy of really finding like the true meaning behind certain things that you are experiencing, especially when it comes to your work life balance here, because that's pretty much what this is work and life. And like then you just right in the middle, like I don't even know what to do, where to go. I just know I want these balanced out, and they don't want to balance for nothing. Okay, so just use like the Aries energy here in your 8th house to be headstrong. Okay, Aries are very headstrong. They're really good at keeping their eye on the prize here, but they may have a bit of a tendency to not really follow through once they start something. Okay, so as long as you can like keep your eye on the prize and kind of keep a steady eye, all right, I feel like you'll be able to balance out this energy here, where your sun and your moon and your rising are all kind of just going at each other here. All right, with trine energy, it usually is an energy that kind of just stays there until like you figure out exactly what to do with it. Okay, so really the question is, how can you just get these all balanced out? Okay, your sun, your moon, and rising. And that could be a lifelong question that you may face. Okay, and sometimes in some cases that may be just like what is of your chart as well. You just have to spend this lifetime figuring that out. I feel like in this case it kind of is for you. Let me see, 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. You got almost a balanced chart here, where it's like half of this here, half of this here. I would just go ahead and say yeah, it is, because I'm not going to fully count the Lilith here. But yeah, this is like an energy of having to figure out what is for you, what isn't for you, where are you going in life. And this is also like just catching up whenever you are going through some type of shift or change, because you can't deny it with this 8th house in Aries. And plus you got this Pluto retrograde in Saturn with Jupiter. You cannot control these life changes. They are a part of you, and they're what's going to shape you. It's just about balancing out yourself as you go along with it. Okay, let me see how many fire signs you got. 3 fire signs, 1 cardinal, 1 fire, 1 mutable. You got 4 air signs, 2 fixed, 2 mutable. What is that? 4 earth signs, 1 cardinal, 3 mutable, and then water signs, you got all mutable. Okay, let me see. You got a pretty good balance of your chart though. I'm not even gonna lie. It's a pretty good balance. I wouldn't say it's not too many comments that I have to say on like this chart here. Your signs are pretty balanced. I just feel like more so it's about the connections that they have with each other. Like the degrees of them are kind of unsettling. So it could be like a work in progress kind of thing for you. You just gotta keep striving, keep going. You may be the type of person, because I've done Virgo rising charts before, so it's like, you know, once you have the same life path, or not the life path, but the same ascendant sign, they all kind of go in the same order as like life occurrences, kind of. They can be pretty similar. But you may be the type of person that really progresses once they hear some type of you know, some type of reading. Like they have to have like a spiritual reading. Like it's not about emotions, it's not about physical, it's about the spiritual. It's like a depthness here. Okay, I feel like readings may help you a lot. You may need to get more readings or get readings during significant times, especially whenever you're feeling like you're going through a change here with this Aries in 8th house. All right, once you start to feel like it's another time in your life where it's just like things are getting chaotic, all right, tune into this reading or go get a reading to really specify how the energies is affecting you during that time period and things like that. Okay, it's called jovial guidance. People that need to rely on like reading their chart, pulling cards and things like that. Those are people that require jovial guidance. All right, let me see if there's anything else that I can get out of this. Okay, I think that's it. I didn't want to go too deep into the aspects because first of all, like, you know, it's a lot of lines, so they're crossing each other, and you know, I kind of do this as a separate reading because that's just a whole nother thing when you really get down to the nitty-gritty of this. But for the most part, this is your natal chart reading, Iesha. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it resonates. I hope it helps. If there's anything else I can do, just let me know, of course. Yeah, that is the end of this read.